Well, here we are. BB26 has officially kicked off, and that 2-night premiere was a little underwhelming, if I'm being honest with you. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, that premiere did leave just a little bit to be desired, but I'm confident that things are just gonna kick up from here. We've now officially met all of our house guests, we've introduced the big twist of the season, but there's still a lot that we don't know about the week ahead. But before we dive into the premiere, make sure you hit that subscribe button below if you have not already, just so you can stay tuned as we kick off this season. If you want more of an in-depth behind the scenes look into the day-to-day gameplay that goes on in the house, this is definitely the channel for you, so make sure you're subscribed. Now, let's begin. So first of all, let's talk about this petty 17th house guest twist that had everybody up in arms. So at first, with all of the AI theming that was going on in the game, I was so totally convinced that this twist would end up being some sort of AI twist or some sort of hologram type of sham. So when Julie actually introduces us to this mystery house guest, Miss Ainsley, I was totally shook to figure out that this was actually a real ass human being. That is until Miss Ma started talking. And when she started talking, my spidey senses started tingling real bad. She just sounded a little too perfect, a little too scripted with it. It was just the way she was able to seamlessly and perfectly recite this 2-minute long bio about herself without any mistakes or pauses or stumbles at all. Yeah, it was giving actress. And that wig and ridiculous outfit was not helping her case either, let me tell you. So when it was revealed that the real Ainsley actually looked like this, jump scare, I wasn't too surprised. Okay, maybe I was. Honestly, I wasn't expecting her to look quite that terrifying. To me, she totally looks like Mystique hooked up with that girl from the Ex Machina poster and had a baby. But at the same time, it was using these like 2002 graphics that were just so fake and cheesy looking. Honestly, this corny shit is the exact opposite of the type of stuff I want to see on the show. You know, it's the stuff like this that makes it really, really, really embarrassing for me to admit that I watched the show. So then the house guests all go off to vote on whether or not to let this Ainsley girl into the house. Of course, they don't know that she is the AI at this point. And even though the majority of the cast voted no, the votes actually do still end up mattering a lot here. As we see, the people who voted yes to keep the robot could actually win an advantage in the game, and the people who made the smarter choice no to not vote her in is now eligible to get a disadvantage for whatever reason. Honestly, guys, I kind of hated the way this whole twist played out. Like, I'm not upset at the idea of some people getting little advantages or disadvantages right off the bat in the game, but I just hated the way they implemented the whole thing. Like, how are you instantly going to be punished for making a logical vote in the game that just keeps your odds up? It's like they're punishing good gameplay. But I'll go ahead and play the devil's advocate a little bit here, because in the show's defense, they did give the house guests a few hints here and there as to what was going on. Like in her speech, Ainsley did technically warn that if you voted no for her, that you would regret it. And some people actually seemed to clock that. You know, it looked like Joseph was able to kind of peep what was going on, and so he voted accordingly. And I'm pretty sure that in the second episode, Leah and Quinn were able to clock the exact same thing. So definitely shout out to all three of them for that, and shout out to anybody else who was maybe able to clock it. But I especially want to give a special shout out to Leah here, because she really didn't seem like a serious competition show fan coming into the game just based on her preseason interviews. And so the fact that she was able to really clock what was going on immediately impressed me. So shouts out to you. So after this whole vote fiasco, the house guests then go off to do their little mini competitions in order to win an advantage or avoid a disadvantage. And I gotta say, I thought these first 4 competitions that they introduced to us in the game were decent. They were very decent starts to the show. I'll give them a 7 out of 10 across the board. There were no crapshoots. They all required some amount of skill, and they were all a little bit physical, but overall, it was pretty equitable for anybody to go on and play. My favorite competition out of all these to watch was that faceplate one, even though it was dumb as hell and I got to see close-ups on people that I was not expecting to see this early. It was still just the most interesting one to watch live, and it actually had me on the edge of my seat a little bit, especially with the way they edited it. And finally, when Julie left us on the show, we were able to figure out who had won the advantages and disadvantages in the game. It was revealed that both Chelsie and Cedric had both gotten the disadvantages, and now they're going to get punishments that really, really freaking suck. They're not going to be able to compete in any of the competitions this week. No HOH, no veto, no nothing, but they will still be eligible to go home. Now that blows. Clearly, this is intended to force the players to rely just on their social game and nothing else. And they are really, really going to need it, because not being able to play in a veto or anything is going to make them automatic easy targets this week. It's always interesting to me watching people play from the bottom. To me, it's just the more intriguing place to play from. So I'm going to be really, really keeping my eye on Chelsie and Cedric this week on the feeds, just to see how they get out of this whole fiasco. On the other hand, it was also revealed that Makensy and Quinn will be the one getting advantages in the game this week. One of them will get a deepfake HOH advantage, which I'm not sure what the hell that means. It could be like a secret HOH or similar to the invisible HOH type thing, or maybe they'll get a chance to just put one nominee up. I'm not sure yet, so we're just going to have to see about that one. The other person will win America's Veto, which again, I'm not completely sure what that is, but by the sounds of it, maybe if they choose to enact it, then America will get the choice to take one person off the block. Again, I'm not completely sure, but that one definitely doesn't sound quite as cool as the HOH one. So we're just going to have to see who gets what and how they'll even decide that. Obviously, we're just going to have to rely on the feeds this week to learn more, which brings me to my next subject. I have got some really, really unfortunate news for everybody regarding the live feeds this year. In case you haven't heard yet, this year Paramount or Chorus or whoever the hell is in charge, they have decided to severely restrict our access to the live feeds. They have taken away our ability to pause, rewind, or go back to watch anything. So now basically what you see is what you get, and once something happens live, there is no going back to rewatch it or rewatch a scene or conversation or anything. The fallout for this obviously means that now a lot of conversations in the house won't be able to be proven or corroborated. It means that a lot of discussions, a lot of game talk, and a lot of nuance will just simply be missed. And this really, really breaks my heart, because it means that I probably won't be able to include the live feed clips in my recaps like I usually do. It definitely hurts me the most, because I know that that is a huge reason why you guys choose to tune into my channel. And I love not being able to just tell you, but also show you what's going on in the house. Including the feed clips is more entertaining, it's better storytelling, but above all else, it is the most accurate way for me to get information to you guys. And it's a real disappointment and disservice to us fans that we're being deprived of such a simple feature. CBS does have a feedback section of their website, which I'll link below if you also wanted to go on there and express your disappointment. I know I've sent in a few different letters from a few different email addresses, just explaining my disappointment with them taking away the service that we've all paid for years now. Who knows if they're really listening or if they care or if it'll change anything, but there is power in numbers. So if enough of us reach out and continue to reach out, maybe something will happen. Who knows? For now, I'm still going to do everything I can to continue to deliver short and concise recaps for you all on the regular. And of course, I am still going to do my best to add feed clips whenever I am able to. So please bear with me, y'all. Hang on tight, especially the first few weeks of the season while I try to get everything situated and rerouted. This isn't the first time the show has let me down, but I will still continue to hang on despite how utterly disappointing this shit can be sometimes. Damn. But overall, to end things on a positive note, I think this cast is very weird and wacky, and I say that with so much love. This is such an interesting cast full of characters, and I'm so excited to see how they all mesh in this house together. Let me know who really stood out to you in the premiere in the comments below, and let me know what you think of this weird-ass AI twist. Of course, I will be back here to update y'all once I have a little bit more information of the house dynamics from the feeds, but until then, bye.